just like you have different words with different meanings, even though they sound the same, these three words mean very different things. Likewise, in drawing, we can have three different lines. And even though these lines are about the same length, they are different thicknesses. And those different thicknesses can represent different things. For instruction purposes, I'm going to label these as numbers 1, 2, and 3. Let's show a simple example that illustrates the use of these different line weights. Starting with sort of a very thin line weight, I'm going to draw a cube. There we go. Now the question I often ask is, can this drawing be better? It's a cube in perspective. There's probably some perspective imperfections, and that would definitely improve it. But just as a drawing, what can we do to make this more clear and more dynamic? So I'm going to apply some line weights. Anything on the outer edge, I'm going to apply a number 3 line weight. This isn't just the border, but it's essentially anything I can wrap my finger around. So if I can reach around behind that edge, then I'm going to give it the thickest line weight, which is a number 3. These line weights here, I'm going to assign a number 2. Number 2 line weights describe a sharp change in form. So for example, we're going this direction, and now we're going that direction. Notice how the drawing immediately begins to jump off the page. We used perspective to get that three-dimensional form, but doing these line weights actually helps the image read as a three-dimensional, something that you can actually pick off. I guess it would be your screen in this instance. So let's illustrate this further, because we haven't even used the number 1 line weight yet, other than for sketching. I'm going to put a box here on the side. Now, with just a number 1 line weight, we're going to use number 1 line weights to describe surface, materials, perhaps texture. On this side, let's just draw a star. And we'll consider that like a sticker on the side of the cube. But over here, I want to make this a hole. I want to drill a hole, a square hole right through this. So I've drawn in the perspective, but it's still not very convincing or necessarily clear. So let's go ahead and apply our line weights. So these ones are going to get the thickest line weights, because we can reach a finger around that edge. These other line weights we're going to reduce a little, make a little thicker, but just to a number 2, because those indicate sharp changes in form. And you'll notice, like magic, this begins to read much clearer. Up on top, we're going to do a round hole. By just doing an ellipse. Now, first, that might just look like a round dot sticker on top. As I thicken the line weight, I'll get thicker towards here and then I'll taper it going down. Now we're starting to get the sense that something could actually drop down through the hole. So very quickly we've described more complex forms using 3 different line weights, no shading. So I now suggest and encourage you to go try this on your own drawings. See if just by adding these 3 different line weights you can't make your drawings look more dynamic, and have a lot of fun with it.